I want to take a second to talk about review Mary Beth sprints and 3 minute interval file from last weekend and talk a little bit about the rhythm for this upcoming week. So here's Mary Beth's file. This file asks you to do 4 max sprints in the front end and then 3 by 3 minute building VO2 max, actually 3 by 3 minute VO2 max intervals at the back half. And I wanted to pull Mary Beth's file. She did on the trainer, so she had some good control over the intervals. And looking at it, you can see on her sprint workouts that they descended, that she started, her best one was her first one, and then her intensity dropped as she went through. And you might think that that is a pacing problem, but I just want to remind everyone that in short intervals, so hard max burst type intervals, you don't want to be worrying about fade. We expect fade. We're working the anaerobic capacity. And the secret to working those is to really work them, to just get after it every time. And we expect a fade because these are big motor units and they tire very quickly. There are times when you might assign some sort of repeatability workout, but where you're maybe not going for complete max, but you're doing, I don't know, a lot of sprints in a row. This is not that. So this is just working on turning on those big motor unit groups. And I can tell that Mary Beth really went for it and did a pretty good job because we see that descend a little bit. The 3 minute intervals also look nice and strong. So they are all up right around or above 5 minute power. And there is a build to each one of them. So they got stronger. And I think that is also important. Had Mary Beth hit the first one maybe this hard, as hard as she did on this one, it might not have gone that well for the front two. You know, she might have actually dropped below FTP for some of the intervals. So on anything longer than 3 minutes, you want to start at the medium to low end and then build just like this and see it go up and up and up without too much fade. So overall, this is a super nice workout for Mary Beth. Looking at the plan for this week, I've tweaked the plan a little bit and I just want to go through what's going on. So we are still working we've got 2 more weeks of intervals, really trying to get us to a new peak power number at 1 minute and 5 minute, which we're going to test again in 3 weeks. That's where we're going in the plan. This workout on Tuesday, I did a little write-up about it. You can look at that in the Teams page. And, you know, the goal of this is really that 5 minute power. We're working on just that high end aerobic work, and we should help us get some changes in the 5 minute power. Wednesday's ride, I have written as a structured ride. It is very easy to do this outside or even do it with a group. You know, you can go out with a group, you're just banking some endurance, but just if you can in the last 35 minutes, pay a little bit of attention to what your RPMs are doing and try to spin a little faster, just increasing that cardio load a little bit in the second half of the ride. But don't feel like you have to ride it exactly perfect like this because it's getting nice out and we want to be outside. Thursday's workout, shorter intervals, focusing more on the 1 minute power. We'll be cracking out some hard 2 minutes in the group, but this is a repeat of a workout we've seen before. It's a good one. The intervals are short, but we're going to make them nice and hard. We'll have some targets on those. And then I've changed Saturday's workout to this mix it up workout. And the reason I did that is, again, we're getting outside a lot now. And if you're outside with a group, you can use your outside group rides to work on intervals. What you want to do is try to get in some 1 minute hard efforts, maybe up a hill or down a hill, or do a few bursts as you jump out of corners, or maybe you go up to the front yourself and set some tempo. But you're looking to use your group ride to help you work on some of your harder things. And I created this workout to give you, if you don't have a group to ride with, intervals, 12-minute intervals that kind of mimic some of these things that can happen in a group ride that push you harder, easier. So we've got the first 12 minutes is a tempo burst. So you're going to be riding a good fast tempo pace and you're going to add 4 attacks. The next one is an over under. So you're going to be 3 minutes under FTP, 1 minute over, repeated 3 times for your 12 minutes. And the last one is just steady state tempo, nice and hard for, say, 4 minutes, and then 4 bursts for 4 minutes, and then more hard tempo. So if you're on your own, this is a workout that you could do that would work on that over FTP interval type work. If not, go out with a group that's a little bit stronger than you or that pushes you, or if you're going out with a small group of friends, just like 3 times during your ride for 12 to 15 minutes, push each other, attack up hills, ride really strong, ride really hard, and just push each other, and you'll probably get the same benefit. There's extra endurance added on there, just to make it a 2-hour ride. The final key workout of the week comes at the very end of the week, and it's this fatigue resistant interval workout. We start with a few bursts. Again, that's just very group ride or race day specific. Most rides start out punchier than they finish. So we're going to start out with some hard over unders. Again, we're not worried about power. You're just going hard for 30 seconds and then easy, and then hard for 30 seconds, easy, and just repeat that. Then ride some general endurance. And then at the end, we want to do a 40-minute build of power. Okay, so this gets into that sustained effort, high aerobic work, late day fatigue resistance in your ride. The way you should pace this out is try to target your current best 60-minute power. Best 60 minutes in the last 90 days, that's a good place to start your first 10-minute intervals. Start there, and if you can, every 10 minutes, add a little bit more. Add 5-10 watts more. That's all you need to do. So you're just looking for that number, and you're just trying to build power a little bit with every 10-minute interval. If you start your 60 minutes and you realize, oh my gosh, this feels hard, there's no way I'm going to be able to hold this or build on this, just dial it back 20 watts for your first 10 minutes. That's okay too. You have to be willing to the targets are loose. Remember, there's no black lines. You got to be where you are, but we're just working on pacing and riding strong at the end of the interval. So that's how our week should go. Your TSS for the week should probably be pretty similar. We're not trying to add a ton more TSS now week to week. We're trying to create more power within our intervals, right? So you might need some easy time in the middle, but we're not really looking on cumulative build in power necessarily as we go through. The one caveat I'll say, if you've got a long ride on the plan, I know Mary Beth is planning to go do the Hincapie Grand Fondo, 50 miles, then you may want to be a little more cognizant of making sure you add even more time here. If I had a 50-mile event coming up in 2 weeks, I'd want to be making sure I was getting a minimum of 50 miles on a weekend, or at this point, maybe even trying to get like 60-mile weekends in. You don't need to do 50 miles in a day, save that for race day, but making sure you're keeping that volume pretty solid in the weekend. If you don't have any events that require volume coming up, say in the next 8 to 12 weeks, then I would stick to 2.5 to 3 hour rides, but make them hard. Don't just go spin around in endurance zone. Put in some effort, stomp uphill, try to ride away from your friends a time or two, or choose courses that are challenging to go do on the weekends. Got any questions about the training? Be sure you reach out and let me know. We've got 2 more weeks of structured intervals, and then we'll be turning everybody loose for the summer to go do their fun events. Thanks. We'll talk soon. Bye.